Hi guys, Blake, Nathan, and Jackson here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful upper Lake Taneycomo. It is February the 28th, Sunday, the last day of the month.
Last day of fishing licenses in Missouri.
Also, Nathan says today is the last day of your 2020 fishing license. As of tomorrow, you will need a 2021 fishing license. And we're going to do the one cast today. Today we've boated up here. We're starting right above the Acacia Club boat ramp. We've got very overcast conditions. It could literally rain on us any second. They're running a half unit of water again, and we're gonna fish some jigs today. I've got 2-pound tests with a black and purple 16th ounce Lilleys jig, and Nathan is using a sculpin headed, sculpin feathered 16th ounce Lilleys jig, and he is also using 2-pound tests. All right. So today the lake is not quite as busy as it was yesterday. However, we did still pass a good number of boats kind of out in front of Trout Hollow Lodge's dock, and I think we still have about 7 or 8 rented out and on the water today. So, and it's probably about 55 degrees, warm enough for us both to be wearing just some t-shirts and jeans. It's really a beautiful day. This is like one of my favorite types of conditions for fishing. Overcast, cool enough to, or warm enough to wear just a t-shirt.
Overcast and underdressed.
Overcast and underdressed. I like it.
I found the moss.
No fish on the first cast. Yep, it means you need to work it just a little bit faster. So the spot we're fishing out in front of Acacia Club's boat ramp is a spot that usually holds some fish. Sometimes they'll be up on the flat, and the other times they'll be kind of where we're working our jigs right now. So that flat comes out and it's pretty shallow all the way to the shelf, and then it drops off. And a lot of the time they're out there on that drop off. And so I've got the boat kind of out in the middle, and we're casting in right on the edge of the flat and working it off the flat. It's been a while since I fished this little stretch of the lake. Also, I knew we were about to get rained on, so I didn't want to go too far. I think I can see the rain starting right now. I talked to some guys the other day. A couple days ago we had another overcast day, and they said they came out and used the black and purple jig and did really well. So I decided I'd give it the college try today.
That's why you gave me the sculpin jig.
I gave you the sculpin jig because I know it's been catching fish. That's what I caught them all. That's what I caught them all on yesterday. As a matter of fact, fishing report wise, yesterday after the one cast, I went up to the cable and I actually spot locked over there in that south corner, which is right the opposite corner of outlet 1. And I just spotlighted right there and cast it towards the bank and kind of let my jig swing slowly in that eddy current, and I've caught and I mean a lot of fish. I mean like 20 fish in a matter of, I don't know, less than an hour. There was a ton of fish held up right there in that pocket, and they were hitting the jig as it swung past the boat. They weren't really hitting it out in front of me, but as it would swing past the boat, they were hitting it pretty good. Just a little intro. I should have done the one cast there. But they were biting pretty good below the tennis court yesterday too. Other fishing reports for today. Had some guys come back with almost all their limits. They said that they were fishing jigs and that they fished 3 different colors of power worm. They fished the white power worm, the green power worm, and the pink power worm. And they said the one that worked the best was the white power worm. So, pretty interesting. I haven't used the white power worm very often. Maybe not at all. I know that night crawlers have been catching some fish off the dock today. Oh man, so far not even a looker. I don't think one looked at my jig yet. I do know though that on overcast days the white color works really good a lot of the time, and that the darker silhouettes like your black and purples, your black and olives, anything that has a dark silhouette. Right after the kind of the area where the boat ramp is, the water drops off and gets quite a bit deeper, so to go back to working it just a little bit slower. Now the water is running slow enough to be using a 1/32 ounce jig, so this 16th ounce with 2 pound is still sinking pretty quick. So Nathan, if you ever see your line dragging that way when you're working a jig, it means you're hitting the bottom a lot.
I'm not feeling it.
The other thing it could be would be if the water over there is moving slower than the water where the boat is.
Yeah.
But if all those other conditions are right, then it's usually just because the jig's hitting the bottom quite a bit. If it was because the boat was moving slower than the water over there though, you can always adjust that by casting forward, letting it kind of swing as you jerk it.
Okay. Excellent advice.
Man, I think I'm gonna have to change colors. If you're ever fishing in the rain, try to put your jig box somewhere when you open it to change jigs where the water won't get in there, because you will ruin a lot of jigs if your jigs get wet and you don't do something about it or don't realize it's happened. I'm gonna go with a black and brown jig. Maybe the purple was just a little too bright. Keeping it 16th ounce, and this one has a brown head. The box that I have for my jigs has a little waterproof seal around the edge, which is great for keeping water out, but if your jigs are wet already and you put them in there, then it just holds them in and it gets the colors all blended and the hooks get rusty, and then you ruin a lot of money's worth of jigs. Okay. We're gonna scoot out a little bit. A little bit of breeze that we have out here today has slowly pushed us towards the bank. Well, if the rain doesn't get any heavier than this is like a perfect fishing rain. That might have been a bite. Oh, there he was right there. He followed it all the way to the boat. I thought it felt like something was nipping at it every time I jigged it.
Little guy?
Yeah, he was a little guy, but he was trying. So I think I mentioned it yesterday, but one way to keep that jig from sinking too fast, if you're fishing this half unit with a 1/16 ounce and 2-pound test, is just to reel in that slack a little bit and let it sink slower. Hey!
I got one on.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Nathan is hooked up.
Soft hit.
Yeah, I'll let him from this side. Fish landed. Man, that's a not a stalker by any means. He's got a very big belly. Make sure you show him with the camera there. Real pretty too.
There he is.
Alright, so looks like we still got a few fish out here interested in that old sculpin jig. I like trying out new things when I get on the camera, like, you know, going to this black and brown that I don't fish often. But it's so hard to change from a bait you know is working at the time, you know? Of course,
Take back my complaint.
The only way to find out if something's working better is to try it.
Yep.
So.
Got a guest with a 23 and 3/4 inch rainbow today.
Ooh, Nathan says a trophy catch and release certificate got turned in today. Somebody caught a 23.5, you said?
23 and 3/4, I believe.
23 and 3/4 inch rainbow.
Yep.
On?
It was a yellow and olive jig he made. He tied himself.
On a yellow and olive jig that the guest himself tied. Yellow and olive. Oh, might have to put one of those together. I don't think I've tried that color scheme before. Sounds like a good color scheme though. I mean, olive has already got a little bit of yellow in it to make it that lighter green. You know, the only part about being on a boat in the rain is when you got to go back to the dock.
I was just thinking about that.
If you don't have goggles or sunglasses, it's really hard to go as fast as you want to go to get back to the dock. Uh-oh.
Picking up.
Nathan, you ever been drenched on a one cast before?
Once with you. Yeah. It's a lot colder than this.
Well, it looks like it might happen to us here. If it starts raining too hard, we'll have to call it and put the camera equipment away. Better put it on before it gets too wet to wear. I did not bring a jacket. I was gambling. Hey, there's Jackson. Hi, buddy. Have you decided you don't like that rain? I'm gonna try to cast out the middle. Those geese are really worked up over there.
Turf war.
Oh, they're fighting. That's why they're worked up. This one?
No, I'm on the hook.
Oh, you found the log.
You know that log?
I do know that log. I've seen people hit their boats on that log before too. It doesn't usually turn out very good. There's another one of those sculpin jigs laying. I put it on the dash before we started. So far the rain hasn't scared me away yet.
Letting up.
Alright, one more cast with this jig and then I'm switching to another color.
You want to save one?
No, I've got plenty. I'll switch to a sculpin and ginger next.
There you go.
I had that first chaser, but oh, that might have been a bite. Sometimes all you got to do is talk about changing the jig and then it talks the fish into biting it. Alright, jig change time for me too. Alright, we're going to go with a Sculpin and Ginger with a Sculpin head 16th ounce now. Ooh.
Garbage.
I think that jig had more airtime than Delta Airlines. If you had casted it a little higher, it would have hit the jet stream and carried.
That's what I was going for.
Oh, there was a bite. That was definitely a bite. We'll go about another 150 yards. Man, I'm getting a lot of short bites today. It's like they're just catching the tail feather in my jig. So as soon as you get past Short Creek, which is what we're passing right now, kind of everything out here below that is one big flat. And those fish will travel anywhere on that flat. Ooh, that wasn't good. Do not hit your rod tip on the side of the boat. They don't last long that way. Camera lens still clear of rain there?
Yeah.
Good. Maybe we should have followed suit with all the other boats. They might have been onto something since they were all stacked in there so heavy.
A little further down.
The whole school of rainbows might have been out in front of Trout Hollow's dock.
We'll be there soon enough.
I don't know if we're going to make it on camera. This rain's starting to pick up. I was kind of curious how waterproof those new jackets were.
I don't think they are.
Oh, they're at least a little resistant.
A little bit.
I can see it rolling off of you for now.
Better than a t-shirt.
I'm starting to think my gamble not to bring a jacket didn't pay off.
It's almost too late at this point.
It is definitely too late.
The gamble not to take a jacket on Taneycomo never pays off, does it?
No, not usually. If you're coming out here, you should be prepared with a jacket. What was that? Huh. I guess my line got twisted around the end of my rod and I pulled up hard enough to snap it. Ain't that something? You know what? I'm gonna call it a day. Well, we thank you guys for watching today. Like and share us on Facebook, and if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, we appreciate that. And we'll be out here again tomorrow. Thanks for watching today, guys.
Peace out like a trout.
Peace out like a trout.